Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue brewing between Nina Reeves, Willow Corinthos, and Drew Quartermaine that has fans on the edge of their seats. The Carly Factor. It seems Carly Spencer finds herself completely entangled in her own web of personal crises, leaving her unavailable to intervene in what could be a family-saving moment. The once formidable matriarch who never hesitated to voice her opinions is notably absent from this developing drama. Her silence is deafening as the situation between Nina, Willow, and Drew escalates to potentially devastating proportions. What makes this particularly interesting is how Carly's eventual return to this scenario could dramatically shift the power dynamics. When she finally emerges from her own troubles, will she assume the role of the stern former mother-in-law? Her disapproval could potentially reinforce Nina's warnings and perhaps even intimidate Willow into reconsidering her choices. The question remains whether Carly's influence would be welcomed or resented by all parties involved. The timing of Carly's potential intervention could be crucial. Too late, and the damage may be irreparable. Too forceful, and she might push Willow further away. This delicate balance of when and how Carly might insert herself into this situation adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. Drew's appealing alternative. Drew Quartermaine has positioned himself as the antithesis to Nina's controlling behavior. His approach is refreshingly straightforward, offering understanding, compassion, and most importantly, freedom from judgment. This stark contrast to Nina's suffocating concern makes him increasingly attractive to Willow, who finds herself yearning for breathing room. The Quartermaine mansion could transform into an unexpected battleground should Willow choose Drew's offer over Nina's carefully orchestrated housing plan. Monica Quartermaine would likely find herself in the uncomfortable position of peacekeeper, attempting to maintain some semblance of harmony while Tracy Quartermaine observes the chaos with her characteristic sardonic amusement. Drew's charm lies not just in his personality but in the liberation he represents. After enduring so much turmoil, Willow might view a life with Drew as an escape from the constant scrutiny and expectations that have defined her recent existence. His offer comes without the emotional baggage that Nina's does, making it all the more tempting for someone seeking simplicity and genuine connection. Willow's growing frustration. The relationship between Willow and Nina has been a fragile construction, built slowly after years of mistrust and distance. This newfound mother-daughter bond, still in its infancy, faces a serious threat from Nina's overbearing approach to Willow's personal decisions. Willow's patience appears to be wearing dangerously thin. Each attempt by Nina to direct her life choices chips away at the foundation of trust they've established. The more Nina insists on knowing what's best for her daughter, the more Willow questions whether this relationship comes with too many conditions attached. This growing resentment could potentially erupt into a complete rejection of Nina's influence. What makes this situation particularly poignant is that Willow had finally begun to open her heart to the mother she never knew she had. After the initial shock and resistance, she had cautiously allowed Nina into her life and the lives of her children. Now, Nina's inability to respect boundaries threatens to undo all that progress, potentially creating a rift even wider than the one that existed before they knew of their biological connection. Nina's panic-driven strategy. Nina Reeves finds herself in a state of absolute panic as she witnesses her daughter Willow growing closer to Drew Quartermaine. Her response to this perceived threat has been anything but subtle or effective. Instead of approaching the situation with understanding and respect for Willow's autonomy, Nina has resorted to manipulation and control tactics that betray her deep-seated insecurities. The grand gesture of offering to purchase a house for Willow and her children is transparent in its intent. Nina isn't simply being generous, she's strategically attempting to create a situation where Willow remains under her influence and away from Drew's. This desperation reveals how terrified Nina is of losing the daughter she's only recently discovered and connected with. Nina's repeated invocation of Michael Corinthos' potential reaction serves as another manipulation tool. She constantly reminds Willow that Michael would view her living arrangement with Drew as a betrayal, especially after returning from a lengthy recovery only to find his family structure dramatically altered. While there's truth to this concern, Nina's delivery comes across as exploitative rather than genuinely protective. The irony of Nina's approach is its counterproductive nature. Every warning, every attempt to control, and every manipulation pushes Willow further away, potentially straight into the situation Nina fears most. Her inability to trust Willow's judgment and give her space to make her own decisions might ultimately cost Nina the relationship she values above all others. Michael's potential reaction. Michael Corinthos' reaction to finding his wife living with Drew would indeed likely be explosive, as Nina correctly predicts. But Corinthos' pride runs deep, and Michael has already endured the public humiliation of learning about Willow and Drew's affair. Coming home to discover they've established a domestic arrangement would feel like salt in an already painful wound. The complexity of Michael's position cannot be understated. He's recovering from what must have been a traumatic experience, only to potentially face what he would perceive as another betrayal from the people closest to him. His sense of family values and mutual respect, concepts that have guided his life despite his complicated upbringing, would feel fundamentally violated. However, Nina's constant emphasis on Michael's potential reaction might inadvertently be pushing Willow toward making decisions based on rebellion rather than what's truly best for her and her children. By positioning Michael as an authoritarian figure whose approval Willow must seek, Nina creates a dynamic where rejecting Michael's presumed wishes becomes an act of self-assertion for Willow. The crossroads ahead. The situation has reached a critical juncture where Nina stands to lose everything she's fought so hard to gain. Her relationship with Willow hangs by a thread, threatened by her own inability to step back and allow her daughter the freedom to make her own choices even if those choices might lead to pain or regret. For Willow, this represents a significant moment of decision. Will she choose the path of least resistance and accept Nina's offer, complete with its invisible strings? Or will she assert her independence, possibly by accepting Drew's invitation, despite knowing the turmoil it would cause with both Nina and eventually Michael? Drew finds himself in the enviable position of offering liberation without obligation. His approach to Willow comes across as genuine and supportive, making him an increasingly attractive option as Nina's pressure intensifies. The question remains whether his interest in Willow is entirely pure or if there's an element of satisfaction in claiming what once belonged to Michael. As this drama unfolds, the repercussions will undoubtedly extend beyond just these central characters. The entire extended family will feel the impact of whatever choice Willow makes, creating ripples that could permanently alter the landscape of relationships in Port Charles. The ultimate tragedy may be that Nina, in her desperate attempt to protect her daughter and preserve their relationship, might be the architect of its destruction. Her inability to trust in the bond they've built and give Willow the space to make her own decisions, even mistakes, could cost her the very connection she treasures above all else. Next, we will learn about the intriguing developments in Port Charles that could reshape the romantic landscape of our beloved characters. Romantic shakeups on the horizon. The winds of change are blowing through Port Charles, promising to stir up the romantic status quo and potentially ignite unexpected passions. As we delve into the latest developments, we'll explore the possibility of new connections forming and old flames rekindling in ways that might surprise even the most seasoned General Hospital fans. The unexpected connection. In a twist that no one saw coming, the air between Harrison Chase and Lulu Spencer has become charged with an electric tension that could spark into something more. Their recent confrontation over Brooke Lynn's secret has laid the groundwork for what could become a classic enemies-to-lovers tale. The heated exchange. During their intense encounter, Chase's stern warnings to Lulu about interfering with Brooke Lynn's situation showcased a dynamic that was both combative and compelling. The chemistry between these two characters, previously unexplored, suddenly became palpable, leaving viewers wondering if this conflict could be the precursor to a deeper connection. Chase's hidden feelings. Adding fuel to this potential fire is Chase's surprising admission to Brooke Lynn about his past crush on Lulu. This revelation, seemingly out of the blue, now takes on new significance in light of their recent interactions. Could this be the writer's way of planting the seeds for a future romance? The Dante Dilemma. As the truth about Brooklyn's baby and Dante's paternity inevitably comes to light, the fallout will be significant and far-reaching. This revelation is set to shake the foundations of multiple relationships in Port Charles. Betrayal and disappointment. Dante's sense of betrayal will likely extend beyond Brooklyn and Cody to include both Chase and Lulu. As his partner and ex-lover respectively, their silence on this matter will undoubtedly strain these important relationships. Unexpected allies. In the wake of Dante's anger, Chase and Lulu may find themselves drawn together, united by their shared regret and the need for understanding. This common ground could serve as the foundation for a deeper bond to form between them. Family dynamics shift. As Dante comes to terms with his newfound fatherhood, the focus will naturally shift to building a relationship with Giovanni and integrating him into the existing family structure with Rocco. Chase's outsider status. This new family dynamic may leave Chase feeling like an outsider, potentially pushing him further away from Brooklyn and closer to Lulu, who might be experiencing similar feelings of exclusion. Lulu's fading dreams. Watching Dante form a new family unit could force Lulu to confront the reality that her hopes for reconciliation with him may be slipping away. This realization could open her heart to new possibilities, including a potential relationship with Chase. The path to romance. While the road from enemies to lovers is often long and winding, several factors could contribute to Chase and Lulu finding their way to each other. Shared experiences. As they navigate the aftermath of the baby revelation, Chase and Lulu may find comfort in each other's company, bonding over their shared experiences and mutual understanding of the situation. Reignited attraction. Chase's past attraction to Lulu, combined with their recent heated interactions, could reignite those dormant feelings. As they spend more time together, Lulu might begin to see Chase in a new light, recognizing qualities in him that she finds appealing. Unexpected support. In times of crisis or personal struggle, Chase and Lulu might find themselves turning to each other for support, gradually building a foundation of trust and intimacy that could blossom into romance. Potential obstacles. Of course, no soap opera romance is without its challenges, and Chase and Lulu would face their fair share of obstacles. Dante's reaction. If Chase and Lulu were to pursue a relationship, Dante's response could be a significant hurdle. His feelings of betrayal might intensify, potentially causing rifts in both his professional partnership with Chase and his co-parenting relationship with Lulu. Community perception. Port Charles is a tight-knit community, and a relationship between Chase and Lulu would likely raise eyebrows and potentially face judgment from friends and family members who might see it as a betrayal of Dante. Personal doubts. Both Chase and Lulu would likely grapple with their own doubts and reservations about entering into a relationship with each other, given their history and connections to Dante. The road ahead. As General Hospital continues to unfold its intricate web of relationships and secrets, the potential pairing of Chase and Lulu remains an intriguing possibility. Whether their story develops into a full-fledged romance or remains a tantalizing what-if scenario, it's clear that the writers have laid the groundwork for some exciting developments. Evolving characters. This potential storyline offers rich opportunities for character development, allowing both Chase and Lulu to explore new facets of their personalities and challenge their own preconceptions about love and loyalty. Dramatic potential. The ripple effects of a Chase-Lulu romance would extend far beyond the couple themselves, potentially impacting numerous storylines and character arcs across the show. As we eagerly anticipate the next chapters in the lives of our favorite Port Charles residents, one thing is certain: the romantic landscape of General Hospital is poised for some seismic shifts. Will Chase and Lulu find their way to each other amidst the chaos? Only time will tell, but it's sure to be a thrilling journey for viewers. Next, We will learn about the escalating conflict between two prominent Port Charles residents that has fans on the edge of their seats. Regret and consequences, the aftermath of Christina's actions. Christina Corinthos Davis may soon face severe repercussions for her ongoing vendetta against Ava Jerome. Friday's episode reveals Christina experiencing profound regret over her actions, suggesting a significant line has been crossed. This development comes after months of building tension between the two women, with Christina's anger reaching dangerous new heights. The potential consequences could be life-altering for Sonny's daughter. Legal action seems increasingly likely, with a prison sentence at Pentonville not out of the question if Christina physically assaults Ava. This would represent a dramatic turning point in her character arc, forcing her to confront the destructive nature of her obsession with revenge. Rick Lansing and Ava might also pursue financial compensation through a lawsuit, adding another layer of complication to this already volatile situation. Ava's recent credit card troubles with her accountant have left her particularly motivated to secure funds through any available means. Christina's explosive confrontation. The week of March 24 promises to be pivotal, with spoilers indicating Christina will fly off the handle during yet another confrontation with Ava. This emotional outburst prompts Ava to issue an ominous threat, escalating their conflict to potentially dangerous levels. The timing suggests a dramatic face-off that could have far-reaching implications for multiple Port Charles residents. What might trigger such regret in Christina? Several possibilities exist. Her actions could inadvertently cause her father Sonny Corinthos to collapse, given his recent health concerns. Alternatively, young Avery Corinthos might witness Christina attacking her mother, causing psychological trauma to the innocent child caught between these warring factions. Relationship implications in future storylines. This conflict could significantly impact Christina's relationship with Allison Blaze Rogers. While Blaze has been a positive influence on Christina, soap opera tradition often keeps soulmates separated through dramatic circumstances. Christina's potential incarceration would create the perfect obstacle for this relationship, following the classic daytime drama formula of love thwarted by circumstance. The writers appear to be setting up a redemption arc for Christina, using her regret as a catalyst for character growth. This narrative choice allows for exploration of themes including accountability, forgiveness, and the destructive power of unchecked vengeance. The surrogate baby tragedy. The root of this conflict traces back to the devastating loss of the baby Christina was carrying as a surrogate for T.J. Ashford and Molly Lansing. During a heated argument with Ava, Christina tragically fell from a window, landing in a pool that saved her life but not the baby's. This traumatic event became the foundation of Christina's obsessive blame toward Ava. The situation was further complicated by Christina's decision to keep the baby herself prior to the accident, creating additional emotional entanglements. Despite facing trial for her role in the incident, Ava avoided prison time, further fueling Christina's sense of injustice and desire for retribution. Attempts at intervention. Several Port Charles residents have recognized the dangerous path Christina is traveling. Lucky Spencer attempted to counsel her to release her anger, while Ava approached Alexis Davis to discuss Christina's concerning behavior. These interventions have thus far proven unsuccessful, with Christina remaining fixated on making Ava pay for what she perceives as an unforgivable act. The failure of these intervention attempts highlights the depth of Christina's emotional wounds and raises questions about what might finally break through her determination to punish Ava. Perhaps only experiencing the consequences of her actions firsthand will provide the necessary wake-up call. Ava Jerome's perspective. From Ava's perspective, she has already faced legal proceedings and been cleared by the justice system. Her frustration with Christina's continued harassment is understandable, particularly as it affects her relationship with daughter Avery and her attempts to move forward with her life and business at the art gallery. The threat Ava issues may be a desperate attempt to end the harassment or could represent a more calculated move to trap Christina into behavior that would finally end the conflict on Ava's terms. Either way, the dynamics between these two strong-willed women continue to create compelling drama for General Hospital viewers. Will Christina's regret mark a turning point in this saga, or is it merely another chapter in an ongoing feud? The answers await in upcoming episodes as the storyline continues to unfold in unexpected ways.